Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Modern Horizons draft video. Now, I am going to take Lannis. Herd Baloth might actually be stronger, but Lannis, if we get the right cards, Lannis is going to be crazy. We have actually won games by activating Lannis's ability and only sacking like 4 clues, but we were already ahead when that happened. I apologize if I seem more tired than usual. I went to bed late. I slept okay, dog got me up early, and I did everything out of order this morning. So I'm still trying to catch up. I know people are probably annoyed with me that I'm making so many Modern Horizons 2 videos, but gosh darn it, I'm still trying to get Ragavan. Alright, so let's see. There's Karth the Lion. I mean, if we get the Planeswalker, right, could be good. But then we'd be like 6-color Planeswalker. I think, let's see. I think Smell Fear, Recalibrate is probably the way to go. Could take Crack Open. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Lose Focus. I'm probably not playing Barbed Spike or Healer's Flock in this deck, so we'll take Smell Fear. We can use some of the 1/1 counter deck stuff. Okay, Fey Offering is definitely the pick here. We will be playing the Simic Game Objects deck. Almost for certain. Alright. I think Funnel Web Recluse is the play here. I've not been a fan of Rishadan Dockhand in like anything. Jade Avenger would be fine, just having more creatures, but I think I'd rather have the creature with reach that makes token. Jewel-Eyed Cobra is also fine in this deck. Ghostlit Drifter, Specimen Collector, like they're alright. Lannis only counts non-token creatures though, so Specimen Collector does not have any synergy with him specifically. Orchard Strider is pretty fantastic. So is So Shiny. I'm going to take the Orchard Strider first. The basic land cycling could matter a lot. I think we take Tanglepool Bridge for the fixing. I'm not sure this is a Chatterstorm deck unless we get the, was it Junkwinder? So we'll take that for fixing. Funnel Web Recluse or Glimmer Baron. I think because we have Lannis and a Fey Offering, I'm going to take the Glimmer Baron. We'll probably see more Funnel Web Recluses than Glimmer Barons coming up. Alright, So Shiny is a fine pickup. Recalibrate's an alright trick. Tormod's Crypt Keeper would be okay as well. Steelfin Whale, we technically make artifacts. I'm not sure if we will play it in our deck or not. The good news is our lane seems to be open. I'll take a green card that I'm not playing. Lose Focus is fine. Lightning Spear is a fair card. I have seen red splashed in the Simic color deck before. You never know, this could be the draft we get Ragavan and splash red. And it would fit the deck theme. Crypt Keeper into the side. Oh, I definitely made my coffee way too strong this morning. I've been catching myself doing that, and I'm getting a bigger and bigger dependence on caffeine. I need to actually strictly measure rather than just dump coffee and eyeball it. Oh! Oh, it finally happened! We could stop drafting Modern Horizons! Oh my god, finally! Finally, like right after I was like, oh, this might be the draft. It happened. Take Ragavan. What is it? How many packs? So, what is it? 34 times 3 is 102. Plus, I think 5 or 6 extra drafts. Another 18, so 120. And then 1 extra pack. Opened for a meme, 121, 122, 123 on the 123rd pack of Modern Horizons 2. We finally drafted Ragavan. Oh my god. Alright, we're taking Combine Chrysalis. We're looking for red fixing. Yavimaya Elder is technically fixing. Mind Collapse. I probably should start taking red cards. I'm going to take Mind Collapse. We'll be playing Lightning Spear. Man, that was not the proper level of excitement, but I've had 4 sips of coffee this morning, and usually I've had a whole mug by the time I start drafting. That was the best my exhausted body could manage. We finally freaking did it. Okay, Combine Chrysalis is definitely the card I should be taking. We could maybe do a Storm deck with Captain Ripley Vance, because we'll have extra mana from Ragavan, we'll have the damage mana, or we'll have the free cast off of Mind Collapse. I'll take the Captain. Let's see, Lightning Spear, Storm God's Oracle. I'm not going to take Sojourner's Companion. Storm God's Oracle is reasonable if we're going to be playing red. I think I want it over a second Lightning Spear. Our mana is very difficult, so if we see a Slagwoods Bridge, as long as it's like not up against an Unholy Heat or something like that, we probably have to take it. Same with a Silver Bluff Bridge, the blue-red one. The blue-red and red-green one. Those are what we're looking for. And I can hardly believe it. I didn't even check the price. Hang on. Ragavan is currently going for 96 tickets. 96 tickets. I will be taking Wave Sifter. Another Mind Collapse. I mean, if we just have to play Protect the Ragavan, then we play Protect the Ragavan, and I don't have a problem with that. Ragavan in itself is fixing because it makes treasure tokens. Mog Salvage, Battle Plan, Crack Open. I will take a Crack Open. We have no Naturalize effects yet. I like it better than Battle Plan. At least the first one. Gargadon came all the way around. I will take Gargadon. Watch us open a Ragavan in pack 3 and just go ultimately positive. It's just something like that. Somebody did say, you know, Kato, when you open a Ragavan, you're going to open more than one. Somebody said that, and I don't remember if it was Mixum or if it was Tarek or if it was somebody else, but somebody said it. I will take Revolutionist, because I'm never going to play Phantasmal Dreadmont ever. I think that card is a trap. It's too easy to kill. Trap Runner is fantastic. We might be playing just red-green. We might splash blue. I could totally splash blue for just like Lannis, Wave Sifter, Storm God's Oracle. We'll take Gargadon, even though we already have one. Lightning Spear came all the way around, so red now seems to be open, at least going this way around the table. I'll take a Glimmer Baron, though I don't know if I'm playing it. And a Milliken to the sideboard. Alright, pack 3. Pack 3, we have Nevinyrral's Disc, Mind Collapse number 3, Slagwoods Bridge, Prismatic Ending. I'm going to take Rift Sower. Rift Sower kind of fits the Storm bill for Captain Ripley Vance. It's a short suspend. I already have 2 Mind Collapses. We're not playing enough colors for Glinting Creeper, and while Slagwoods Bridge is good, Rift Sower does the same thing Slagwoods Bridge does. So I'll take Rift Sower. Fire and Ice is an excellent card, and this deck can splash for it. But the question is, do I take it over Tireless Provisioner? Because Tireless Provisioner definitely fills the Game Objects bill. That's actually a really tough pick. What removal do I have? 2 Mind Collapse, 2 Lightning Spear. Provisioner is super good in this deck. Oh, man. I think we take Fire and Ice. Territorial Kavu. This is going to be a 3-color deck, and it is playing red and green. We have to play more basics if we take Territorial Kavu. I'm passing a Silver Bluff Bridge to do this, too. But it is a rare. Hopefully we get either the Bridge or the Wave Sifter. Crew Shock, Foul Watcher. I want to play less blue than I have. I could actually play Glimpse of Tomorrow because of how many extra game objects I'm going to have. That would just be silly. I mean, we've already gone positive because Ragavan. I don't really want to take the second Captain Vance. I could take Galvanic Relay, but then I'm drafting more of a Storm deck. I'm drafting a Storm deck, and I don't have that many free casts. I have a few Suspend cards. I think we just take the Crew Shock. There's always, like, Ragavan turn 1, Crew Shock, increase its power on turn 2. Snowball. Okay, Mount Valus Manticore. I do not want the double red in the deck. Gargadon's fine, because you suspend it for 1 red. Fast and Furious might be the pick. Arcbound Whelp is an aggressive flyer. Doesn't matter that we have, like, no artifact creatures. We don't really have anything that works off Delirium. No Delirium payoff, so there's no reason to draft it for Delirium reasons. We'd only be drafting this. I guess we are going to be mostly red, so, like, the Fire Breathing could matter. I'll take it for the reach that it provides. Oh my god, Academy Manufacturer. And we have Fey Offering, and we have Ragavan, and we have Lannis. We're taking Academy Manufacturer every day of the week. Oh my god. I will take Foundation Breaker. Foundation Breaker is quite good. Founder Helix would be fine, but we're not playing white currently, and probably should stay away from extra colors at the moment. $100. Can't believe it. I could take an Archomancer. It would not be unreasonable in this deck. I think it's better than the Manticore. I'm going to drop Recalibrate. So remember, even if we go 0-3, we win. Is it bad? I have an idea for a Ragavan deck, by the way. That is not a meta Ragavan deck, as in it's not just like a Ragavan plus like the other 4 strongest cards in Modern pile. The problem is, the deck requires 4 Ragavan, and I'd really just like to sell Ragavan. I'll take the Slasher to kind of help fill out the curve. I don't think I need another Naturalize because I have Foundation Breaker and Crack Open. Chatterstorm. Maybe we take Battle Plan. We have a few free casts, but I don't think Chatterstorm is on average going to be good enough. I'll take Battle Plan for the cycling. Okay, Galvanic Relay or second Captain Vance. I think with 3 Mind Collapses, I probably should take the second Captain Vance. It's potentially very good. Blessed Respite, we'll put inside. Floodhound or Floodhound, I'll take Floodhound. And Echoing Return. Unfortunately, no Unholy Heats. I only took 1 land for fixing. So how are we doing this? So Territorial Kavu, at most, will be a 3/3. Can help us loot. I'm playing every card in the 3-drop slot. Probably going to have to cut a 4. I don't think I'm going to play So Shiny. Fire and Ice is technically a 2-drop. Battle Plan for the basic land cycling fixing I might actually just need. I'm probably only going to play 1 Glimmerbairn, even though we do end up making tons of tokens. Storm God's Oracle I think is too good not to play. Same with Wave Sifter. Revolutionist can buy back Fire and Ice, Smell Fear, Crack Open, Mind Collapse. Combine Chrysalis is good because we can sack any token. It doesn't have to be a creature token. I think I actually drop 1 Gargadon. I have to cut 9 cards. This is going to take me a while. I'm going to keep Trap Runner because it makes tokens. Arcbound Whelp as a flyer that gives reach I think is fine. Funnel Web Recluse might actually be my worst 5-drop. Slasher deals damage instantly because it can get haste. Wave Sifter is also a flyer when we want it to be a flyer. The token synergy with Academy Manufacturer is insane. Obviously never cutting Ragavan. Green is going to be our most important early color because we have so many green stuff in the earliest 6 cards we have. I'm only going to play 1 Lightning Spear to start with. I might end up playing multiple, but because of the damage removal. Actually, is it better than Smell Fear? How many things do we have that have 1/1 counters? Captain Vance, but if Captain Vance has 1/1 counters, we win. We're just automatically winning. Right? Yeah, okay. I probably don't actually need this Bannerhide Crew Shock. The trick is nice. Maybe it's technically card advantage. I'm going to cut Battle Plan. Battle Plan is something we would basic land cycle almost every time, and we're going to need some non-creature casts to help trigger Fey Offering. So the artifact creatures that we have are Academy Manufacturer, Whelp, and Slasher. Maybe that matters. Revolutionist, we have no way to discard it. I actually think it's going to be bad. It's going to be worse than our other cards anyway. I need to cut at least 4 cards. I keep coming back to the Whelp, so I'm going to cut the Whelp. I feel like Smell Fear is going to be bad, so I'm going to cut Smell Fear. Maybe we don't play Crack Open in the main. It just sucks because now we're running very few non-creature spells for Fey Offering. I mean, the ones that we have are really good, but 3 Mind Collapse might be pushing it, but we can just hard cast it. That's reasonable. And we're going to, in theory, be making enough treasures and stuff between Ragavan, Lannis, Academy Manufacturer, and all the other things that we have that generate tokens. So I'm not super worried, and I think that will really help our fixing. In fact, I'm probably going to have to rely on it. And I need to cut 1 more card. So looking at this deck, card that is most underwhelming to me is probably a creature, because I think I don't really want to cut any more non-creature spells. I think these 6 cards can stay. Maybe Glimmerbairn. I really like Ripley Vance. Jewel-Eyed Cobra for the Treasure's good. Storm God's Oracle is fantastic because it deals damage. With its death trigger, Academy Manufacturer is vital. Trap Runner is great. Crew Shock is also kind of meh. Yeah, maybe we get rid of the Crew Shock. Alright, we got ourselves a deck. Tanglepool Bridge in. Let's see what our basics look like. It wants 4 blue sources. We have 5 with Rift Sower, and a few more with treasures. The earliest we need blue is on turn 2, but not for Fire and Ice. Ice is good, but probably not going to be necessary to cast before we cast Fire. Combine Chrysalis, we could play early, but we don't have to. Lannis is the only blue card that we want to be playing early, so I'm okay with that. Green is pretty important. We have more red. And I think I'm okay with this setup. I'll see you guys in round 1. You know that now that I drafted Ragavan, we're never going to see him, right? Everybody else who drafts Ragavan gets him in their opening hand every single time. And I don't know if I'm willing to mulligan to Ragavan, because I feel like that would be suicide, but I hope we see him in our 7s or 6s. Oh my god, we're keeping. The only way this got better is if we were on the play. Opponent leads on Island, Rishadan Dockhand. We untap and draw Tanglepool Bridge, which I will be leading on. And I'm only leading on Tanglepool Bridge because my opponent played a 1-2. They're probably just going to tap my land here. I was hoping to dash Ragavan this turn, but I guess that's not happening. I'm going to wait. It's a cheap card. We might be able to trigger Ripley Vance with it. Plus, if my opponent plays nothing and then just taps a land again. Okay, they have a Master of Death. Dash is casting, so that's important. They hit us for 1. We untap and draw Academy Manufacturer. Play an island. Suspend Rift Sower. Pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to play out Academy Manufacturer. Then the turn after, we're going to play Captain Ripley Vance, Rift Sower, and Ragavan. Opponent attacks us for 3. They hit us down to 16. They play a Chrome Courier. Alternatively, if they don't tap a land, I could play Foundation Breaker. Okay, we untap. Rift Sower ticking down. They tap our green mana. I draw a second Captain Ripley Vance. Play a mountain. Play the Manufacturer. Pass the turn. I would not be willing to trade here. And even if they tap a land, Rift Sower taps for mana and we could just cast Ragavan. Opponent attacks for 5. No blocks. Go to 11. If we draw a land, we can even dash Ragavan this turn, which would be insane. They play Karth, which unfortunately we can't captain down. They whiff on Karth, thankfully. We untap. We're going to cast Rift Sower. We draw. Fey Offering. Man, do we dash Ragavan here? I think we do. So we'll play Captain Vance. Then we'll dash Ragavan. We'll shoot Karth. Then go to combat and attack with Ragavan. Because they, like, have to block here. Yeah. They're not going to block. Alright, so we make a food, a clue, and a treasure. Pass the turn. We exile the swamp. They untap. 3 mana. They have Dakon. Number of loyalty counters equal to the number of lands you control. +1 surveil, -3 exile a creature. So they exile Captain Vance. They attack for a lot. Block here. Oh, it has Island Walk. Okay, no blocks. Go down to 3. Opponent plays a Ravenous Squirrel. We untap. We draw Glimmer Baron. So what is the best thing we could do here? We could play Captain Vance. We could, like, evoke Foundation Breaker to take out Chrome Courier. We could play Ragavan. So, play Captain Vance. Play Glimmer Baron. Dash Ragavan. We gotta shoot something here. Is this whenever it deals combat damage to a player? It is. So kill the squirrel. Ragavan goes to combat. Attack our opponent. Make a food, a clue, and a treasure. We exile a mountain. Pass the turn, pick up Ragavan. Opponent untaps. Gonna have to do some non-profitable blocking, I think. Although we can actually block and kill Karth. They have 2 damage that they can get through guaranteed between Chrome Courier and Rishadan Dockhand. We can block everything else. Which means I probably have to give up Academy Manufacturer because Captain Vance is going to do just crazy good stuff. As long as we survive to next turn. We are on the brink of being able to stabilize. It's close. Oh, they can exile again because of Karth's ability. That means we lose everything. Oh, that's super bad. I forgot about that. Alright, then we weren't winning. So, I guess block here and block here. Take 2 and go to 1. Untap. We draw a Combine Chrysalis. So we dash Ragavan first. Go to combat. Hit them for 2. And they have more. Okay. If I had gotten that treasure, let's see. I can gain 6 life and take 5, going to 2. I was hoping to play Foundation Breaker to chump this turn. I can play Fey Offering to get a food, a clue, and a treasure, but I need to actually crack both foods here. And I think I might actually need to block too. Opponent cracks for a mountain. They untap, they pay 1 life to pick up Master of Death. They go to combat. They attack, we block. Sack of food. Take the damage. Go to 2. They'll play Master of Death. Is sacking the clue better here? We do need to draw a land, but I don't... We've already played both of our 1-mana creatures. Yeah. Okay, we're going to concede and go to the next game. Karth and Dakon. That's pretty crazy. Crack Open is not super useful. They did have creatures that it would kill, but I think we just run it back and hope for our opponent not having a Rishadan Dockhand on turn 1 to block our Ragavan. I would like to play first. We have all 3 basic lands and a Territorial Kavu. We have a 1, a 2, and 2 3s. I'm going to keep. Unfortunately, no Ragavan, but we can deal. So, lead on Glimmerbairn, pass the turn. We untap, we draw Storm God's Oracle, play Territorial Kavu, hit them for 1. They untap, they play another tap land, we untap. We draw Combine Chrysalis, play an island. We're going to play Captain Vance this turn, and I'm going to loot away this Combine Chrysalis. Okay, we get a Rift Sower. So Rift Sower we can suspend so we can cast Fey Offering with the same turn that it comes off suspend. Opponent plays a Chrome Courier. That is a speed bump for us. They're probably going to take Unholy Heat. Sure. We untap and draw a Mountain. Does that change our play? I don't think so. So we're going to exile their Revolutionist. Go to combat. Opponent, they're going to chump. I could see them doing either here, really. Okay, they do chump. Play a Mountain, suspend Rift Sower, and cast Storm God's Oracle. Pass the turn. So they play a tap land, they play a Floodhound, and now they have an Unholy Heat. We untap. Rift Sower ticking down. We draw a Forest. So go to combat. Attack. I'm going to discard this Forest. Okay, we get a Mountain. Let's see how they block before we do anything else. Okay. I am going to pump, because if they want to Unholy Heat here, that's fine. They're probably just going to Unholy Heat the Territorial Kavu. Okay. So they Unholy Heat there. We shoot them in the face. They take 4, go to 4, then we pass. Opponent untaps. They play a Mountain, and their mana is very good for a 5-color deck. Furious, dealing 3 damage to each creature without flying. That's very, very good. We have a decent way to recover from this, but that really sucks. So, Rift Sower comes off suspend. We cast it. We draw a Tanglepool Bridge. Play Fey Offering, play Tanglepool Bridge, go to combat. We are attacking our opponent for 1 because 4 and 3 are very different numbers for our deck. We do have a Lightning Spear we could play and sack to kill our opponent in our deck somewhere. I think I'm going to sack the treasure to draw off a Fey Offering. The only way that's bad is if I draw Gargadon. They have Garth One-Eye. Wow, they really have a good 5-color deck. Okay, sack the clue. We get Mind Collapse. Untap. We draw Arcbound Slasher, and that's lethal. So play the Slasher. Give it haste. Mind Collapse Garth. This way, even if they did have a way to kill our stuff, we could still get Fey Offering trigger at the end step. Okay. So it's on to game 3. These are 2 very good decks in round 1, let me tell you. I may actually want to be playing So Shiny here. I don't know what over, though. I think I'm just going to run it back. Alright, this is a turn 1 Ragavan. I'm keeping, even though we're on the draw. Opponent did mulligan to 6. They start tap land. We draw Island. Play Ragavan. Pass the turn. A turn 2 Captain Vance would be pretty insane. They play a Ravenous Squirrel. Alright. We untap and draw Mind Collapse. Play a Mountain. Play Lightning Spear. This is the most aggressive play I've ever made in Limited. Go to combat. Hit them for 2. We hit Lens Flare. Well, we won't have to worry about that then, unless they have multiple. They play a Mountain. We untap. We draw Academy Manufacturer. Play an Island. This is too good not to do. Play Academy Manufacturer. Go to combat. Hit them for 2. Lens Flare wouldn't do it here. They need something else. Okay. We hit Revolutionist. We don't have the mana to cast it. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. They play Karth the Lion. They did find Dakon. Black. They don't have blue mana. We draw a mountain. So I could play Goblin and Archomancer into Captain Ripley Vance, but I can't play a third spell. We could attack with Ragavan and then shoot that down with Lightning Spear. That might be my best play. If we let Karth stick around and they land Dakon, it's a huge problem. So play a mountain, go to combat, attack here. Okay, opponent blocks. It's pretty reasonable. Kill this with Lightning Spear. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Without blue mana, they can't play Dakon, though. They found blue mana. They have 2 mythics, 2 rares. I mean, like, it's a similar power level to our deck, right? I think their cards are better on average, but our cards have a higher power ceiling. So they play Dakon. They exile Academy Manufacturer. We untap. We draw Glimmer Baron. We are so close. Sack a clue, draw a card. Orchard Strider. I need green mana. I really want to play this Goblin and Archomancer so that I can pressure Dakon, but I need a forest now. If I play out Glimmer Baron, I have no chance of triggering the captain, but if they don't have a blocker, it's better. If we draw a land, I could play a Narcomancer. I can't triple spell if I draw land. Opponent surveils. If they play a creature, I can triple spell if I draw Mind Collapse. If I draw a green source, I can double spell with an Narcomancer Fey Offering and kind of reload. Wow, another rare. That's nuts. We untap. We draw Storm God's Oracle, which I have no way to sacrifice. So, go to combat. Attack Dakon. Sack the food. Kill the Thought Monitor. We are just going to play the Oracle this turn. Because they don't have Karth, they can't minus Dakon and have him stick around. So if they want to minus Dakon to kill Storm God's Oracle, I think that's our best way out of here. Otherwise, Storm God's Oracle threatens to kill Dakon. Basically, regardless of what happens next turn. It's not efficient, but it might be our only answer. And my coffee was too strong. Okay, they surveil. They put 2 lands into the grave. They play a land. Oh my god. 3 damage to Dakon. We untap. We draw Territorial Kavu. Okay, play the Anarchomancer. Play Captain Vance. Pass the turn. We're choked on green mana right now. Opponent plays a land. They play a Chrome Courier, which reveals Counterspell and Unholy Heat. My opponent has the most stacked deck I have ever seen. They put Counterspell in the grave. There's no way they don't. Yeah. And they have more? Oh my god. Oh, this is insane. Okay, they surveil, putting a Dark Moss Bridge into the grave and another card back on top. We untap. We draw Goblin Trap Runner. So, alright, we gotta get the Fey Offering down. Pass the turn. This is so bad for us. They're gonna make a Shivan Dragon, or they're gonna pick up Fast and Furious and wipe the board again with Regrowth. I wasn't expecting to win. I don't think you should really ever expect to win, no matter how good your deck is. But like, I was not expecting this much of a challenge in round 1. Generally, whenever I make it to round 3, if I'm 2-0, the round 3 deck that I play is always insane. There always is something crazy about it. I've not played a deck this strong in round 1. I mean, it was bound to happen eventually, right? So the Ragavan draft is as good as any. Opponent makes a Black Lotus. They play Vedalken Infiltrator, 6 mana. They play a Landscaper Kolos. They put Lightning Spear on the bottom of our deck. They're still holding Unholy Heat as their last card. They didn't uptick Dakon. They may have forgotten. Oh no, they'd never forget. I don't think there's any way for us to triple spell, unfortunately. No, Mind Collapse still wouldn't do it either. We get a second green source, thankfully. Play the Kavu. Play the Trap Runner. There's no way we beat our opponent, though. Not at this rate. I don't know what we could possibly top deck from this position that would be good. They've gotten 2 taps with Garth. Garth and Karth and a Planeswalker in the same deck. One plays Rishadan Dockhand. They uptick to Surveil. Alright. I'm gonna concede. I'm kind of up against my recording hard stop here, but we can't beat that. There's no way. I'll see you guys in round 2. Alrighty, welcome back to round 2, everybody. This is technically a hand I think we can actually do better, though. Alright, let's see if this is better. I'm going to put back a forest. Lead on a mountain, pass the turn. Best top deck's Ragavan, obviously. Opponent leads on a tap land. Is this the same guy? Okay. So I was about to... That'd be ridiculous. Play a forest. Play a lightning spear. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a forest. Into a mere scrappling. Into a second mere scrappling. We untap and draw Ragavan. Oh, we could dash Ragavan and equip Spear. You know what? I think I'm actually going to do that. Go to combat. Attack for 3. They can't stop us from connecting with Ragavan here. So they may not block at all. Okay, they are going to trade. So we deal 2 damage to our opponent. We get a treasure. We exile a Lens Flare. Pass the turn. That green mana is going to be important for casting this Orchard Strider. Opponent plays a land into a Fey Offering. They attack us for 1. We untap and draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Captain Vance. Equip Captain Vance. Pass the turn. Yeah, so I was drinking some more coffee since the last time I recorded this morning. And I definitely made it too strong. I know I was complaining about that right at the end. I was starting to feel like nauseous. And I got like sick, and had to like lay down and eat some saltines until I felt better. It was just like too much all at once, or it was like too dark or something, but it was really not agreeing with my stomach. It was the first time I've ever had to water down the coffee that I brewed, so I don't know what I did this morning to screw it up. But it wasn't great. Alright, I am going to play a forest, go to combat, and attack for 4. If my opponent chumps with the Scrappling and sacks it to put a counter on the Oak, we are going to shoot the Oak in response. This does prevent us from doing damage this turn, but it stops them from getting any value whatsoever. And this is fine because not playing Orchard Strider this turn allows us to save that treasure for if we actually need it for something. Opponent plays a land. They got 3 cards left. They play a Feast of Sanity. Okay. We untap and draw a Wave Sifter. Is Wave Sifter or Orchard Strider better here? Wave Sifter Evoke as a cast. I think playing the Orchard Strider is better just because it's a bigger creature to put on board. It punishes my opponent harder for not having another play next turn. Wave Sifter is more guaranteed damage, but let's play the Orchard Strider. There's always the chance that we draw like a couple of cheap spells right in a row, and we need to trigger Captain Vance so we can use the 2 mana Evoke, etc. Opponent plays a land. They got 2 cards left. Okay. Opponent plays Captured by Legox. They've got no creatures to support onto. We untap and draw a mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Take them to 12. Play a mountain. Play Wave Sifter. Investigate twice. Pass the turn. So, by not cracking the clue immediately, we're playing around like a Turok's Canticle, basically. Opponent plays a land. Looks like they're flooding pretty hard. They are on a 2-turn clock right now. Sack a clue on their end step, draw Mind Collapse. Untap, we draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Well, if they play a creature with 5 or less toughness, we just kill it. Abiding Grace. So that lets them gain 1 life or make a chump blocker. If they make a chump blocker, they lose. If they gain 1 life, they can survive for 1 more turn. They're going for the chump blocker. Sack a clue to draw. Okay, well, they're dead regardless. We're going to cast Mind Collapse just in case their last spell is a blacksmith skill. Okay, cool. That way we didn't have to show the slasher. If they had a blacksmith skill, then we could have played the slasher to guarantee lethal. Oh, shoot. I should have brought in Crack Open. I just hit submit. Crack Open is better than... Actually, probably better than the third Mind Collapse, if I had to guess. They sort of do different things here, but opponent had some artifact creatures, so it's still like maybe 2/3 of a removal spell. So we Wave Sifter into Trap Runner. I think we keep, because we've got all of our colors of mana here. And in reasonable proportions. Opponent has a 0-drop. Okay, never mind. Play Tanglepool Bridge, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Play a Forest. We untap. We draw Mind Collapse. So I could evoke Wave Sifter this turn, but I'm playing a 3-drop and then I'm playing a 4-drop. I'm actually going to wait until I can cast this as a creature. So play a Forest, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Sylvan Anthem. Okay. We draw a Lightning Spear. Play a Mountain. Play Fey Offering. So next turn, if we wanted to, we could Wave Sifter and Lightning Spear to trigger Fey Offering. Alternatively, we could play Trap Runner and Mind Collapse something. That might be worth doing. Because that at least gets us a treasure and buys us back our red mana. Okay. Let's play a Trap Runner. I suspect my opponent's keeping either some really large creatures in hand or a bunch of removal spells. Opponent plays a tap land. Okay, captured by Legox. That makes sense. They have nothing to support onto. They gain a life. We untap and draw Glimmer Baron. Let's go ahead and cast Wave Sifter, just because I think it's a slightly better use of our mana here. Next turn, Glimmer Baron pretty much guarantees that we can get a Fey Offering trigger. Our opponent is running out of cards, and basically no matter how good their final cards are, unless they're like the best cards in the game, like our previous opponent, we're probably going to be able to recover from whatever they play and then draw more cards. Okay, so opponent's got a Healer's Flock. We untap and draw a Mountain. If I wanted to play super safe, I could play Lightning Spear and try and like Lightning Strike the Healer's Flock, and then if they have a protection spell, we could Mind Collapse it. I think the plan, though, is to just hard cast Mind Collapse here, because if they have a pump spell, that's fine. Okay, they did not have a pump spell. Play Glimmer Baron. Go to combat. Attack for 3. I'm not going to sack any tokens yet. We might just be able to one-shot them with Glimmer Baron coming up pretty quick. Okay, opponent untaps. They play a land. It looks like they flooded pretty hard. 7 mana. Soul of Migration, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Opponent gains a life, goes up to 21. We untap and draw a Forest. Play a Forest. Play Lightning Spear. I could play the Orchard Strider now to get another trigger, and I think I will. Rather than go for the Glimmer Baron play this turn. Just because this maximizes the number of tokens we have. Alright, pass to the end step. We get 3 more tokens. So we have 18 damage in tokens alone. Opponent plays a Search the Premises, and is now out of cards. They gain a life. We untap. We draw a Mountain. So, play a Mountain. Equip Glimmer Baron. Go to combat. Swing out. Opponent makes 3 clues. So assuming they chump, and block with Soul, we could sack 9 tokens, do tons of damage. We'll go ahead and get this above 5 toughness, just in case they do happen to draw a Lens Flare. I think they needed to block with the Soul there. Yeah, okay. Sick. I'll see you guys in round 3. Alright, round 3. We have Storm God's Oracle and Mind Collapse. I think that's a good enough reason to keep this hand. Theoretically, we could mulligan and get a better hand, but hopefully we're not punished for our lack of green mana here. Alright, opponent leads on Zabaz, the Glimmerwasp. Pass the turn. I could have Mind Collapsed that, but I'm not going to Stone Rain myself for that alone. Opponent plays Barbed Spike. Hits us for 1. We untap and draw Academy Manufacturer. Interesting. Play Storm God's Oracle, pass the turn. Really hoping to draw green mana. Okay, opponent plays a Knighted Mirror. Goes to combat. Attacks for 2, no blocks. We untap. We draw green mana, excellent. Play a Forest. I'm going to go ahead and just Mind Collapse this now. And hit our opponent for 1. Opponent plays a Dusk Shellcrawler, putting another counter on Zabaz. Then Piercing Rays to kill Storm God's Oracle. Okay. We untap and draw Glimmerbaron. So play Academy Manufacturer. Play Glimmerbaron. Pass the turn. The only way that playing Glimmerbaron was bad there is if we draw land, but if we draw land, we can still Fey Offering, Evoke Wavesifter. Okay, opponent attacks us for 4, we take 4. Go to 9, untap, we draw Captain Ripley Vance. So I could basic land cycle for green. Let's just evoke. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Sack food for life. Just hit them for 1. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. The best draw now would be Mind Collapse. Or like Ragavan. Opponent attacks us for 4. We take 4 and go to 8. Untap. We draw Combine Chrysalis. Play Fey Offering. Play Captain Ripley Vance. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Okay, hit them for 1. Pass to our end step, get 9 tokens. Opponent untaps. They give Zabaz flying. They go to combat. They attack. I'm going to sack a food now in case they have a Foundry Helix. Okay, we go to 7. They pass. We untap. We draw a Mind Collapse. Now this is good because... Actually, crap. I gave up 2 treasures. This is not good. Because I cannot... I was going to say I cannot cast 3 spells this turn. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Okay, opponent chumps, sack a clue, deal a bunch of damage. I may actually have to sack a land here to kill this Thopter. Yeah, we're going to play this safe. Pass the turn. Opponent equips Zabaz, plays a land. Goes to combat and attacks for 3. We do not block. Take 3 and go to 10. And then opponent plays Disciple of the Sun, picking up probably Dusk Shellcrawler. Knighted Mirror. Okay. We untap. We draw an island. Sack a clue. Draw a card. Jewel-Eyed Cobra. Go to combat. Attack with Glimmerbaron. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We can do 11 damage and take them to 3. Don't think it's worth it. I'll do some damage here. Yeah, we'll play the Cobra. Pass the turn. Cobra is our best blocker. They play a Steel Dromedary and a Knighted Mirror. They give Zabaz flying. They move a counter over to him. They're going to hit us for 4 in the air. Sure. We untap and draw Goblin Trap Runner. Kind of navigated myself into a weird position here. If I attack, they have to block. We're taking 5 no matter what next turn. So if I just sack a food to gain life and they have a Foundry Helix, we die. Does that mean I attack with everything here? If I attack with these 3, they have to block with 1 creature. Then we could chump whatever they swing back with, maybe. Alright. Attack. Yeah, by not getting down this Orchard Strider, I think by sacking those treasures when I did, I think that actually ended up losing me this game. Unless they had Foundry Helix, then we were just dead anyway. Yep, I'm just going to trade with Captain Vance to take 4. Sack a clue to draw a card. See if we can hit a land. We did. Play the land. And I'm going to go ahead and sack this food and go up to 9. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat. Moves the counter over to Zabaz. We got a block here or we die. Okay, if we draw a green source and our opponent plays no blockers, they die. And Narcomancer is not a green source, unfortunately. I can play nothing. We are dead to Zabaz in the air. I cannot play a creature and a non-creature. I cannot get Jewel-Eyed Cobra to die to make tokens. Alright, next game. So we want Crack Open here. And I think it might be better than Mind Collapse. Run it back. Alright, we do want to play first. Oh man, that's very, very close to being an absurd hand, but we have to mulligan that. The same with this. If we had green mana, this hand would be fine. Okay, I can make this work. We got to put back Trap Runner, and we have to put back a Mountain. So start by suspending Rift Sower. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, plays a Plains, and leads on an Arcbound Mouser. Rift Sower ticking down, we draw a Forest. Play a Mountain, play Territorial Kabu. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains into an Arcbound Prototype. We untap. Rift Sower coming off, suspend. Then we draw. Arcbound Slasher. Play a Forest. Play a Lightning Spear. And equip Lightning Spear to Rift Sower. Pass the turn. I would like to play Arcbound Slasher next turn, so hopefully we draw land and are able to do so. Opponent plays a Steel Dromedary. I can start moving counters over. We untap. We draw Combine Chrysalis, which is not super useful. I can attack with the Territorial Kavu, and then loot away this Chrysalis. We get an island. That's good. Okay, opponent blocks. So we trade. They get a modular onto the Dromedary. Now I could kill the Dromedary in response with the Lightning Spear. This does not have modular. I'm actually going to do that. Play an island. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a land. They play another Dromedary. Wow. Okay. I attack for 3. No blocks. They gain 3. We draw a Forest. Play a Forest. Play Slasher. Give it haste. Go to combat. Hit them for 5. That lifelink and all the counters is very unfortunate. They have a Piercing Rays. They have a Dusk Shell Crawler, which they use to counter up itself. They put another counter on the crawler, so they have a better blocker. They hit us for 3 and gain 3. We draw Mind Collapse. Alright, pass the turn. They play a Knighted Mirror. They attack us for 3, no blocks. We untap. We draw Glimmerbairn. Play Glimmerbairn. Pass the turn. Problem is, I guess I should have maybe Mind Collapsed that Arcbound Mouser, but like, my opponent would then be able to repeatedly put counters on the Knighted Mirror, and we'd be in huge trouble. So they're probably going to put a counter on the Mirror and either the Dromedary or the Mouser here. Okay. So in response, let's go ahead and Mind Collapse. Okay. Opponent goes to combat. If they move their last counter over, I was going to say we're dead in 2 turns without something else. We untap and get a Fire and Ice. We can use that to kill the Dromedary, but the Dromedary we can also just block. So we're going to tap an attacker. So they go to combat. Ice the Mouser. We get a Tanglepool Bridge, which is not helpful. Opponent attacks. Well, block here. Opponent has a Caprichrome. So they stack the Dromedary back up and kill Rift Sower. But now they have 6 trampling power. Oh no, we're actually just dead right there. Never mind. Alright, we got a Ragavan. We're not upset. I might sell the Ragavan and do more Modern Horizons drafts, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Remember, you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The last few times have been earlier than that. And it only took us 40 or 41 drafts and 1 extra open pack, depending on how many drafts I did during the live stream that weren't counted in the numeric series here. But we finally got it. Finally there. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, just wanted to give a shout out to my patrons for the month of August. You guys are wonderful, and I really appreciate your support. It's been helping me make a lot of good content. If you want your name to show up in this list, there's a link to my Patreon in the description down below if you want to support this channel. Thank you so much.